Now, if you guys know me, then you know that I love pranks, because pranks, they bring joy to the world, and they, at the same time, offend people, which are two things that I love to do. This is kind of like what Weird AF News is all about. By the way, I made some amazing prank calls to Florida. If you haven't heard that segment, it's on my Patreon. You'd have to go to patreon.com/WeirdAFnews and support Weird AF News, and you can get access to certain, little special little clips in there that only my Patreon supporters get to have access to. I've made some great prank calls over the course of this Weird AF News, though, and I just came across a prank that occurred in Ireland, and it has to do with pranking a group of religious people. I love pranking religious people, and politicians are so fun to me. And if you didn't know, I even made some prank calls to people that were running for governor in the state of California, which is very, very funny. I think that's on my YouTube channel. I should repackage that and put it out on Weird AF News, because it's really funny stuff. Anyways, Pope Francis is visiting Ireland, and so there's a gambling company that decided to prank the arrival of the Pope by creating a giant drive-through confession booth, really. A drive-through confession booth which allows the Catholics to repent decades of sin in seconds through a drive-through. It's really, and they made a commercial about it. They used it as a promotion for their gambling. They're a bookmaker called Paddy Power, which I've never heard of, and they're known for their publicity stunts and outrageous marketing campaigns. They've pulled off another spectacle, this time for a visit by Pope Francis to Ireland. The gambling company built a giant drive-through confession box to, quote, help the people of Ireland repent decades of sins in seconds. An express lane to eternal salvation for Ireland's lapsed Catholics is what they're calling it. Pope Francis is due to visit Ireland on August 25th and 26th. He will hold a number of meetings, including meetings with Irish bishops, and make an address to the World Meeting of Families, which is a gathering of thousands of Catholics in Dublin's Phoenix Park. Oh, so sweet of the Pope. It was in Phoenix Park that the last pontiff visited Ireland. Pope John Paul II in 1979 held a Mass. Pope Francis will hold a Mass there too on the Sunday of his visit, and it's just outside of this Phoenix Park that Paddy Power set up the drive-through confession booth. It's funny. Hey, I can laugh at all this stuff. I was raised Catholic, alright? Alright? Now, Ireland has changed a lot since the last Pope's visit. Gay marriage is legal. They've repealed the 8th Amendment and even secretly cheered for England in the World Cup. With the 8th Amendment, by the way, is an abortion situation. So they've overturned abortion. A ban on abortion, rather. They've overturned a ban on abortion, and they've made gay marriage legal. And apparently the Pope has faced criticism from the Irish Catholics for his apparent silence during the country's recent 8th Amendment referendum, in which voters overturned a constitutional ban on abortion. So I don't know, maybe they think that the Pope doesn't support this move or whatever the case may be, and so in this way they're kind of giving the Pope some shit. I'm okay with giving the Pope a little bit of shit. You're going to have to take some shit if you're the Pope. I mean, honestly. Because what's happening is the rest of the world is really progressing around you, and you're not, you're just lagging behind. You're lagging behind. The popes are always lagging behind in what's really going on in the real world. Like legalization of marriage, legalization of weed, accepting UFOs and aliens and, all sorts of stuff. And so, I love it when they prank fundamentalism and pranking the Pope. I mean, I'm all for that. If I had the Pope's phone number, I would prank him myself, but I don't. So if you guys have it, give it to me.